Well, hi all. Well, it's nearly the end of the breeding season now. Down in the bottom flight cage here we have the young, 3 young, and the 2 hens. The grey hen had 2 nests, fertile eggs, but all dead in the shell. Never hatched one out at all. The cock birds are all now in single cages. I will put them all together once they started to molt. Can put them all in one flight together then. And the red poles up there, I separated them because the cock bird was throwing the young chicks out of the nest, so she went to nest, so I put a slider in so she still could see him. And there she is sitting there, you know, if you can see her. And she actually hatched 5 eggs out, so there was 5 young in the nest. One was quite a bit bigger than the others, and then the weather changed, and for some reason overnight she decided not to feed them, so all 5 of the smaller young was either died, and she threw them out the nest, leaving 1 young bird still in there. So she's only got 1. It's a shame because out of the 5 there was 4 dark birds like the cock and 1 which was like the hen, and I lost that one, which is a real shame because that's the one I really wanted. Anyway, 1 young is better than none, but once that one's weaned and out the nest, that'll be it for them. I won't bother anymore this season. But good signs for next year, because she'll be a year older, have that little bit more knowledge, and hopefully now I know a bit more about them I can separate them earlier, and I might be able to, if I've got some canaries on the nest, I shall also be able to share some of the young out, because 5 is too much really for 1 hen to bring up on her own. I know it can happen, but that was it. She wasn't going to bother. I think because it got really hot, it went from sort of 17-18 degrees up to around 30 overnight, more or less, and it was just too hot. The birds are getting really hot in here, even with all the doors and everything open. You know, still too warm. You can see the young one down there moving about. I think its eyes are about open now. Anyway, I'll make another video a bit later on when these are starting to colour up. You can see I'm putting some colour, some caroufel now into the soft food, and there's 1 or 2 red feathers appearing on the backs, the rump end of 2 of the young. That one, the smallest one, which has just been put in, she got virtually stripped, or he, I don't know if it's a he or a she, got virtually stripped of feathers by the hen trying to go back to nest. So I separated the hen from the cock and the young bird, because the cock was feeding really well, so I didn't need the hen in there really. So I left the cock bird to actually wean that one out, but she lost a lot of feathers. In fact, she was stripped that much of feathers on the rump end that she was, the poor bird was, baby was bleeding from the back where the feathers had been ripped out. They really are vicious, and it's a real you know, sad when you lose birds, and I never really like it, but it just goes hand in hand. Keeping birds, you've got to expect you're going to lose some. Some years you do really well and don't lose any and have a really good season, and other years you lose quite a few. So even though I lost a few hens this year when they were sitting, I lost 2 hens, so I really had only 1 breeding pair. Hopefully the young birds which we've got down there will be hens, so I can put them back to some of these cock birds, but knowing my luck they'll probably be all cocks. Anyway, I'll make another video in about 3 or 4 weeks time. I hope everybody else is having a good end to their breeding season. Keep the information coming through. It's nice to talk to you all, and bye for now.